Everybody, it's Michelle Lloyd here, founder of United Art Space. Oh my gosh, I've just been reading all the comments. I'm running workshops at the moment, as you know. If you don't know, then there's a link at the top where you can join and take part. We are taking a piece of artwork on a journey and figuring out the reasons why you made it and what it means, and finding an audience and people who will be interested in it. Because as an artist, this is the shift that you want to start making. Happy Monday, Lottie. It's to start carving out your own place in the art world, because there's a place for everyone. I really, really, truly believe that. That when you start finding your own unique voice and making work that is really, really reflective of who you are, true, you can start finding your people. And that's the journey that I'm taking people on. I've just been eating toast, I'm sorry. I took a drink. I've just had my breakfast quickly before I came on. I've just got to say thank you so much. I've literally just been sat. I've got like hundreds of comments from people. And it's just amazing to read. It just makes all of this so worthwhile to me. Dawn says, thank you, Michelle. I've known for a while I needed to evaluate myself, my work, and have a clear path to follow. I'm enthused to discover more, and your step-by-step sounds are so logical. Thank you for being a motivator, and sometimes being an artist can be quite isolating. Looking forward to applying this. And I said, I'm so glad to join this group. Michelle, you're incredibly insightful, and this workshop's already helped me so much. I can see how I've been pressuring myself to figure out what might sell to replace the income I've recently lost, rather than what do I love about this. So true that other people can relate. I'm sure, Anna, that mindset has really got me down without realizing it. Thank you so much for putting your insights out there. It makes me want to cry when I read things like this. Dorota, inspirational, thought-provoking, revolutionary. But I believe what you have said, and believing and tuning into your dreams really does help it come true. Why do I keep forgetting about that? I have no idea. I'm seriously going to spend 10 minutes a day picturing my dream. Oh, Rachel said, my goodness, you hit an absolute gap in the arts world with this. I'm really very excited to see where it takes me. What you said about producing your passion is so evident in your presentation. Oh, thank you. It's clear to see you are entirely heartfelt about this. Yes, I am, Rachel, and I'm glad that you see that. Mandy said, I really enjoyed your video. So much artistic advice. It's overcomplicated, but yours is not. Thank you, because I've spent so long to make that happen. I've got a really great mentor who helps me, and from him I've learned to simplify all the steps for people and just to give people what they need, because sometimes we can throw lots and lots, and I can throw lots of things at you, but to just kind of like siphon out the Kevin said, I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into the rest of the workshops. Thanks again for being one of the world's nicest people. How lovely is that? Thank you so much, Kevin. Amber said, really loved the first video, Michelle. It was engaging, relatable, a great introduction to a course any new artist can be inspired by. Thank you, Amber. Lottie, who's watching now, I've just watched, my brain is already buzzing, thinking through questions on the worksheet. Lottie, you're making amazing progress. Well done. This was a nice one from Elton. This has given me the push to start doing art more seriously and to start doing something with it. Wonderful. There's so many people. I mean, I could go on. There's just so many. Just one more. This has really hit home for me. I'm very good at self-doubt, fear. So the mindset points were incredibly helpful. Thank you so much for doing this. That was from Mary. Yeah, there's so many. And what echoes across everyone is, oh, it says my internet connection is poor. Could you let me know if you could still hear me? It says that it's trying to connect. I'm sorry if my internet connection isn't great today. The weather's really bad and windy here. Good Good morning, Judith. I was hoping. Hi, Marita. Lovely to see you. Now, guys who've been doing workshops, Marita, who's on now, you'll have seen I've used Marita as an example inside the workshop. So Marita is live with us. Welcome. Lottie, yes, this is already making a huge difference to me. Thank you. Hello, Tina. Okay, I think, yes, you can hear me okay. It's got on my screen saying that it's got a really bad connection. So Judith, I was wondering if I could use your work as an example tomorrow. I'm going to show some real life examples, and I know that you're still struggling with the who. So I'm going to take 3 or 4 artists tomorrow in the live and show you how to start answering the questions, because sometimes it just takes another person's view. Now, and actually, Judith, this question came from you, and a few other people were saying the same thing. How do I get more customers following instead of other artists? And this is a great question, and I love that you're asking this question, because quite often, you can see and hear me fine, wonderful. Joanna, hello, did I say that right? Welcome. Quite often, it is natural that when we start out, usually when we start out as an artist, this is the path, that usually the beginning, people that start to follow us are friends and family. It's just the nature, isn't it? We start off small and we tell our friends and family that that's what we're doing, and then they become our followers, and then we extend that out, and then it's usually other artists, because we start to go to art classes and we start to mingle with other artists. And there's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, other artists are vitally important, because every artist that I know have said that opportunities and information about where to put your work and opportunities to collaborate and to get into galleries have always come from other artists. So it's important and okay, but you're absolutely right to be asking the question, Judith, because there becomes a point where you want to start selling, and so attracting your customers are equally as important. So both are really important. But when you do start making the switch to attracting and carving out your place in the art world, you want to get that balance across other artists and people in the art world and your customers. And this is what the workshops will start helping you with, because when you start posting on social media and on your website, what you want to be doing is starting to talk to your customers. And that's what I think a lot of people do. Well, it's not that you're doing it wrong, it's the opportunities that you're missing is the way I like to phrase it, actually. Because what happens when you start talking to your customers is you will start to use different hashtags, for example. So, oh, Sue, hello. Oh my gosh, Sue, I've got to give Sue a big shout out, because Sue has not got Wi-Fi at home. So Sue was like, I can't watch the videos because I've got Wi-Fi. And then she ran a cafe. Now I think maybe you've got a dongle. And so you're here with us. Oh, I'm so pleased. Welcome, welcome. So where was I? Yes, so when you start to really consider and pay attention to the people that are likely to be interested in your work as a customer and convert as a customer, you start to get into their minds of what's the purpose of your work? When you start really asking, what is the purpose? Why would someone buy your work? When you start asking those questions, and who are they? And at first, it can be really puzzling, and quite often the answers are very, very simplistic. And you might answer them and think, oh my gosh, this sounds very simple, and often it is. But what happens then, and Marita's on now, and that's what we're working with Marita over inside the Members Hub, is we're getting clearer now on who Marita's people are. And it's kind of like sometimes thinking out the box. So not all the time are our people, in galleries and in the art world. They are outside of the art world. So they might be in companies that have nothing to do with art. When you start to pull out your interests, your beliefs, and things like that, you can really make links, which I'm jumping ahead now because this is going to be in tomorrow's video. This is what I'm going to be talking about. So all will become clear in tomorrow's workshop when that's released. But this is what happens when you start to think about your people, you start to speak to them. So I've had people saying to me recently, I'm posting my work on social media, but I'm not getting any conversions, I'm not getting any sales. And when I look, they're just putting their work on with no captions, no description. And if you think from a buyer point of view, if you're seeing a work with no description and nothing, it takes a lot of courage for someone to go up and go, is this for sale? Or asking more about it, unless they really, really, really fall in love with it. So you've got to kind of flip it around a little bit and do a little bit of the work to encourage people to contact you and to be really clear on this is for sale or this is going here. You know, a lot of people are following artists and they don't know whether you're some elitist artist that's just available in a museum. And, you know, am I even allowed to message this artist? This is how people, you know, the fear thing that I talk about in video 1, the fear is huge when people are coming to buy work and to approach artists from the other way around. And so what happens when you start to understand your people more is you start to understand what they're looking for and how to stand out from the crowd so that you're actually speaking to them instead of scrolling and they go, oh, that's nice, and then they just keep scrolling. So you start to learn how to connect with people. You start to learn how to stand out from the crowd. And you start to learn the kind of people that you want to attract and how you're going to attract them. So for example, in the Members Hub at the moment, I'm teaching our members how to create an email landing page so you can start to attract people with some kind of free brochure or something. But really thinking about the kind of people you want. I've seen artists before doing kind of tips on this is how I made this artwork. And if you're doing that, you've got to be mindful that you will attract people that want to learn how to make art. So getting really clear on who you want to start attracting into your art world and thinking about the purpose of your work. What is the purpose? How can I turn this person into a customer? And these are the questions you'll start to ask yourself as you go through these 7 keys that I've created, the 7 key framework. And the exciting thing is sometimes the opportunities, like I say, don't lie in the conventional way. You know, sometimes it's not in the galleries and in the art world. It's in places that you just didn't even dream that you'd be able to sell your work and get in front of your people. And this is one of the secrets, actually. It's not a secret, but it's one of the key things. Once you get going and you start to really understand who your people are, the quickest way then is to collaborate with people who have access to your people. I'm jumping way ahead. This is tomorrow's video. But going back to this question about the how do I attract more customers, thinking about the hashtags that you're using. So if you're using hashtags like watercolor and art, I don't know, artists on Instagram and things like that, they're kind of hashtags that other artists are searching for. So as you go through this on a deeper level, you'll start to understand the purpose of your work. You'll start to think, what are my customers searching for? They're probably not going around searching for acrylic art because, quite frankly, artists are looking for either a subject matter or colour or they're looking for presence. Or so you start to think of it from the customer's point of view, and you'll start to use different words, different hashtags that your customers are searching for and relating to. Does that make sense? We're jumping quite far down the line here, but what I want you to know is the work that you're doing now and just the work that you're doing in worksheet 1 and worksheet 2 is laying the foundations for all of this. And it's you're planting seeds now that are going to grow into ideas. So sometimes it all at this stage still feels muddled, like I still have no idea, and that's fine. It's tricky to get this stuff just within a week. Some people are having massive progress, but like I say, everyone's at a different stage, everyone's on a different path. These answers will come easier to some than others. For some, it takes a little bit more digging. But know that as you go through all of this, I promise you, you are, I love this analogy of when you plant that seed, there's growth and things going on under the soil that you can't see. So imagine yourself, you've just planted the seed and there's stuff happening under there you can't see, but soon it's going to sprout up and your ideas and all your opportunities will start coming. But yes, so be mindful of that. So, you know, it's okay to be attracting other artists, and know that these other artists that are on the same journey as you, that's okay. I remember starting out thinking other people are competitors, you know, if you're with other people. But what I've learned is no one is a competitor, because everyone has their own voice. You've all got your own people. There is billions of people in the world, and space for everyone. You find your own people. And when you start doing that and you start working with the other artists that are doing a similar thing to you, you start sharing ideas and you start sharing and supporting each other, which is, again, something so magical about over in our members hub, is that's what everyone's doing. They're mucking in and helping each other and lifting each other up that ladder, up that mountain that we're all climbing. So, but it's a good point of understanding that what you put out there is what you're going to attract. And really thinking about that when you're creating your social media posts. So as we go along, you know, we want to be putting pictures on there that inspire people to buy, showing pieces, how they will look when they're finished. Again, I see lots of artists posting work in progress, and we never get to see that work as it should be at the end. And maybe it's because the artist doesn't know themselves. But as a buyer, when you're looking, that is also confusing. People just don't know what it's for. And you've got to imagine that there are different people looking at art. There's some people that know their stuff, like the galleries and people who work in the art world, and they know what they're looking for. But the majority of people that are buying art aren't those people. They don't know. They don't know how all the art world works. And so the more you can make that accessible, and you can be approachable and be clear and show people, this is how my work is hung, this is what, you know, this is how it looks when it's on a wall, showing that to people. And as you go through all these steps as well, you will start to learn ways that you can create desire, so that you can start converting people into customers. I said it right. Yay. I went out and got a Hub Wireless 3. Amazing, Sue. I am so impressed. Hat off to you for doing that. Amazing. Good morning, Kate. Lovely to have you here. Tina saying, oh, wow, so true. Yes. True. Yeah, it sure does, says Judith. Wonderful. Yes. You need to think about it as I was the customer, not as the seller. Yes, you need to think about it as a customer. Yeah. Because, and especially if that's what your aim is, if your aim, so this is, when you go through these ingredients, we're kind of glossing over them at a very, very top level. I've got a whole big course on this, which I'm going to be really excited to talk to you about on Friday. But this, when we start to think about our people, we start to break them down into, yeah, there's the art world and the other artists that work in the same kind of industry as me. And there's the people who have access to my people. Now, they might be in the art world, they might be the galleries, or they might be completely different companies, charities. You know, the opportunities are unlimited. It's crazy. And this is the most exciting part of all of this. When you start to take the blinkers off and you start to see the potential out there, it's mind-blowing. It's really, really exciting. So when you start to craft your copy. The copy is what the wording that you put on your website. It's the social media posts. It's your emails if you've got an email list. It's your brochures. It's your flyers. You start to craft them with your who in mind. So you get really clear on who am I attracting, who am I speaking to, because that's the most important thing. If you don't know who you're speaking to, it will be very, very muddled. Your message won't be clear, and you'll speak to nobody. And when you start to get clear who you speak to, then when people are scrolling on their social media, your captions will stand out, and people will go, "Oh wow, oh that interests me. This is my kind of person." You're not just relying on your art to speak, because in this world, your art alone is not going to speak. It just isn't. There's too much noise, too much stuff everywhere. It's not even just too much art, it's too much of everything. So the art alone, your art does not speak for itself. It really doesn't. So all of this that you're doing now is going to help you stand out from the crowd and speak to your people, your amazing people. I want you to get excited about this, because when you start to carve out your place and you start to carve out, at first you might just get random artists, but these artists will become crucial in your world. These are the people that are going to help you and go, by the way, there's this open exhibition and there's this opportunity here and there's this opportunity there, you should go for this. And you'll start doing the same for your other artist friends. And then your fans will start following you. So the people who love what you do will start following you. Now, these people might never be your customers, but they're important because they love what you do. They spread the word. They're always commenting on your posts, which is boosting the algorithms. They are just loving what you do. They might turn into a customer one day, but they might not. These people are important, your fans. And then getting really clear on who your people are, who are the people that are buying your work, and getting in front of those, either on social media or through other people. So you've kind of got those pockets of people. I don't want to go too deep on it, but as time goes by, Sharon was saying this, my friend Sharon, who's really, really successful now, she's got, these pockets of people and her place in the art world. And it's really exciting because, 3 years ago, she didn't have anyone. And she was, there was a few people, her friends, and she was putting her work into a gallery that was owned by her friend. And it wasn't really selling because it wasn't the right place, but it was experience. And then she started doing the art fairs and started to meet other people. And slowly but surely now, oh my gosh, she has a really strong network of artists and people in the art world, and a really strong following of collectors, of people who are collecting her work, and people now who, teach and write, and magazines and people like that who are now coming in as well, because they're also important. These people have, again, access. So know that this is what you're doing now. You're carving out your place, and it will just get better and better as time goes on. And as the years progress, you will start to grow and grow and grow and grow. It's very exciting. Yes, so Tina said, I've suddenly realised that I only tracked other artists with my hashtags. Yeah, I see it so often. Other artists using hashtags that other artists only are ever looking for. When you start to think about the purpose of your work, and maybe what your people who want to buy art are looking for, you start to think about where are they, what are they reading, you start to, it just shifts, honestly, it starts to shift. And you might mix it up, so you might still post these with the hashtags for artists, because maybe in the art world or the gallery owners and things like that are following those hashtags, but you'll definitely start to sway more towards as well the reason that your work is being sold, what it's for, what the purpose is, and changing that communication to fit that. And reminding people as well, and I've got so many tips, but it's too much to go into. That's why I've created a whole course on this, because it's a massive, massive, massive topic. Good morning, Anne. Lovely to have you here. Yeah, I think my hashtags are mainly aimed at artists too. It's like, it's so funny, isn't it? It's just what we know, isn't it? And you start out and you don't have a clue about this stuff, and you just get it out there, and you use the hashtags that you use to describe what you can see, I guess. And this is the exciting thing when you start to see it. Lots of light bulbs going off, Barbie, yay! Mm. I'm very honoured, Sue, that you did this to watch me. Thank you so much, and I hope that you're getting lots out of it and it was worth buying that Wi-Fi thingy. Sue says, I realise I've just been attracting other artists. This is the secret sauce, everyone. When you start really putting the work into these 7 keys, I promise you, it really does start paying off. And what is exciting is that you will start to, when you really dig deep on your who, and like I say, these buckets of people, so you'll start to realize who's influential in your world and who has access to your people, and you'll start to network with those people. They might be in the art world, they might not. There might be tea companies or charities or yoga instructors, hairdressers, you just don't know. This is the thing, when you start thinking out the box, the opportunities are crazy. This is what I'm going to be explaining tomorrow. I'm jumping ahead because I'm so excited. And then also, I've gone off track now. I was thinking then about, yes, so where they are, yes. And then when you start thinking about your people, what you'll notice is on social media that actually there are ways to get in front of your people. And that might be in certain groups, or they might follow certain pages. You'll get to know, what they're interested in, what they're following, because, people who are buying the work are maybe not reading the art magazines that we're reading. Maybe they're looking at interior magazines and things like that, because they want art to fill their walls. So do you know what I mean? This is where we start to think about this whole thing in a completely different way, and then start to learn, actually, they're looking for something completely different that I'm not saying out loud here. So oh no, you've lost connection. Can everyone else hear me still? I'm sorry. When we have got a customer hooked, how do we convert them into buyers? That's a good question. I probably answered that one on a different one. It's a very, very good question. And it's all about that purpose, what I've just been talking about, and the desire. And there's lots. I've got a mind map somewhere that I've got inside my membership that I use with my members, to talk about all the different reasons why somebody buys a piece of artwork. So I will dig that out, Kate, and I will share that with you all. Lottie's saying, if you've lost connection, okay, Judith, close out and come back in. It's saying here that I've got a poor connection. The wind is wild here today, so I don't know whether that is the reason why. Saying live video interrupted and freezing. Oh, I'm sorry. It must be your end because everyone else can see me, yeah. Oh, you're in again. You're in again. I'm just catching up. Oh, good. Yay, Judith. Thank you. Right, we're actually coming to an end, so sorry. You might want to go back and just rewatch the bit that you missed there, Judith. So I'm going to leave it there. And so I will talk about tomorrow. I'm going to be showing examples, live examples, looking at people's actual artwork and talking more about all of the workshop so far. Video 2 comes out tomorrow, which I'm 3, sorry, comes out tomorrow, which is the next steps. Really excited about that. And then I will do another one about what you've just asked about converting customers, and I will send you that mind map. Yeah. So just know that all the answers might not be there yet, but know that now you're starting to learn all of this stuff, things will start to really change. And this is exciting now. So know that you can make all of this happen, I promise. And know that, and keep saying this to yourself, there's a place for everyone in the art world, and there's a place for me. There's a place for me. You just got to find your place, find your voice, find your place, find your people. Maybe that's a little mantra for me. Find your voice, find your place, find your people. Yeah, sorry, my brain's always going a million miles an hour. Am I saying this out loud? I am. Oh, crikey, Michelle. Oh, my school son keeps phoning me. I've missed most of this talk. Oh, well, good morning, Graham. Go back and watch the replay because it's been a good one. And have a lovely, lovely day. Tomorrow, workshop 3 comes out, and I will be doing a juicy live tomorrow, talking about examples and just helping some people go through. So hopefully that helps you all. And have a lovely day. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.